Hey, it's Rob, the Ignorant Entrepreneur, and today I wanted to talk about some destinations in Europe that are paying digital nomads to work there. As you may or may not know, an influx in remote working following the pandemic means thousands of Europeans are embracing digital nomad life. So much so that a number of destinations are willing to pay families, entrepreneurs, and wannabe home renovators to live and work there. Sometimes referred to as Zoom towns, these places often come in the form of quaint, tourist-friendly villages that need a little TLC, but can also encompass entire countries. Now, of course, many factors contribute to where a remote worker decides to set up shop. Luckily, a growing number of places are making offers they hope you can't refuse, some as high as 44,000 euros. Now, I'm sure you didn't know, but the combined economic value of the global digital nomad community is an enormous 669 billion, making it an unquestionable worthwhile investment. Now, research usually reveals that there are three reasons a town is willing to pay people to relocate there. One being underpopulation, two being economic stimulation, and three, renovating housing. Whatever the reasons might be, here's some of the best places in Europe offering money in exchange for digital nomads to move there right now. First off, we have Spain. There are tiny towns in Galicia and Asturias. According to my sources, there are swarms of Spaniards abandoning the country's traditional pueblos or villages in favor of larger cities. So local governments have concluded that the best way to bring people back is to offer a financial incentive. For instance, the town Ponga, Asturias is granting families 3,000 euros to help them settle in, plus an additional 3,000 euros for each new baby born in the area. Another is Rubiá, tucked away in the mountains of Galicia. If the gorgeous views of the Iberian Peninsula aren't enough to draw you in, the local township supplementing your income with an extra 100 to 150 euros per month might be. And if you're more in the startup entrepreneur space, you might have heard about how a lot of companies choose Ireland as their European headquarters because of its low corporation tax and its links to the EU. Digital nomads with a penchant for friendly people, greenery, and fresh produce should look no further. The Irish government has designed a scheme for ambitious, well-traveled people looking to follow their lead. And check this, the criteria for enterprise in Ireland is pretty simple. You'll need to demonstrate that your company is capable of creating at least 10 jobs and 1 million in sales over the first 3 years. Last year, the scheme awarded over 120 million to startups, even throughout the added challenges of COVID-19. Next, we have Switzerland along the mountains of Albinen. And apologies if I'm mispronouncing these names, with some of the Spanish towns, and even here with Switzerland, I don't really speak that dialect or language. So anyway, a move to the Swiss mountainside retreat of Albinen will leave you $25,200 richer and has been one of the world's most generous settlement grants since 2017. There's a budget for up to 4 families to do so each year. You got the fresh alpine air, some of the world's best education and healthcare, and high salaries make it an easy draw. That said, there is a catch. People that are moving to Albinen must commit to staying there for at least 10 years, and you're also not eligible for the grant if you're not a citizen or married to one. You must also treat the residence as your primary property and be under the age of 45. And lastly, we got quite a few places in Italy. Italy, bursting with culture, delicious food, and glorious weather. It's easy to wonder why there are so many areas in Italy using the charm offense to get digital nomads to move there. Central to this, and you may have heard, is a recent property trend where towns across the country sell off homes for €1. Have you heard of that? Homes that actually sell for €1. The goal is to draw creative minds with a bit of cash to spare to rejuvenate beautiful, although run-down homes back to their former glory. It's advised to make sure that you're in it for the right reasons rather than a cheap investment. There are often agreements that you have to invest in renovations or face a fine from local authorities. Regions in the country involved in this scheme are Sicily, Sardinia, Abruzzo, and Milano. There are also these homes in Apulia, Abruzzo, and Calabria that if home renovating isn't your thing, these locations don't really require that level of time or investment. Places that, like the rest of this list, would rather pay you instead. Take Candela, for instance. Set within Italy's gorgeous Apulia region, the medieval village earned itself the nickname Little Naples for its beauty and easygoing way of life. You can receive 800 euros, 1,200, or 2,000 euros, depending on whether you're a lone traveler in a couple or family. All you need is an annual salary above 7,500 and an application for formal residency. Elsewhere, there's Santo Stefano di Sessanio in the Abruzzo region, not too far from Rome. The town has recently started to offer grants of up to 44,000 euros euros to incentivize new residents aged 18 to 40 to live there, with the expectation that you will open a business throughout your stay. Last but not least, finally, we have Calabria, which in fact is the most recent addition to Italy's offerings. The region forms the toe of the Italian boot shape and consists of several villages that have seen huge declines in populations. Some have been left with fewer than 2,000 residents in recent years, even though there is the infrastructure to accommodate many more. Applicants must be under 40 to apply, but would be entitled to 1,000 to 8,000 euros a year for 2 to 3 years. Potential earnings of 24,000 euros to live on the Italian coast? Woo, might be a little bit of a deal. What are you guys thinking? I mean, if you're interested in this sort of thing, of course, look more into it. Might help if you could speak the language in some of these places. And of course, you're going to have to be a person that's not really too much of a people person, maybe. At least like person to person, because these are small towns. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, and subscribe. This has been The Ignorant Entrepreneur. I'm out.